If there's one thing I've struggled with in my life is learning how to slow down. No, not physically slow down, but knowing when to shut my brain off from work. We are living in a time where we are constantly shoved hustle culture content down our throats. Hustle culture is the idea that if you aren't working harder and longer than your competition, then you are failing yourself. We see it from influencers or those motivational videos we watch at 1 a.m. convincing ourselves our lives are about to change when we know we should be sleeping. The negative impact of this is increased anxiety, stress, guilt, and burnout for not always working. But what doesn't get talked about enough is when to slow down. Turning off your monitor, taking off your headphones, and just relaxing. I grew up in an immigrant household, so the idea of slowing down never came to my head. But around 2018, I found Matt D'Avella's channel, and he was the first creator I followed who talked about the importance of slowing down and being mindful of your work. It was through him that I discovered minimalism. Now, I wouldn't consider myself a minimalist, but the core concept of the movement is being intentional about all aspects of your life. I started to realize that I could still achieve everything that I wanted while also taking time away to recharge on a regular basis. It isn't just Matt preaching about this. As the years have gone by, more content creators have opened up about their struggles of always working and how they are taking time away for themselves in order to produce their best work. But slowing down is not what we see on our TikTok or Instagram feeds, because let's face it, what's going to get more interactions? A post about grinding all night, or the one talking about shutting off work at an appropriate time?
I don't wanna work.
And while I knew the benefits of stepping back, I couldn't help myself. I would always be on when it came to work. I constantly thought about work and always wanted to improve and get better at my craft. I do this with YouTube, and I've done this with my professional life and projects in college. This mindset has allowed me to grow exponentially in all my fields, but it came at a cost. Burnout is one of them, but more notably, it's this feeling of if I'm not working, I start to feel this anxious guilt from it. The times I'm out with my friends or playing a video game, I get this weird pit inside of my stomach telling me that I should be working. This leads to me not being present in the moment if I'm out with friends and constantly being worried about the work I didn't do. This turns into a never-ending cycle of feeling guilty that I didn't work, then working, only to feel bad about it because I'm not giving myself a break. But as I've gotten older, I've seen that this isn't the only way to live. Now, this isn't anti-hard work, I still believe in that, but learning to slow down is as beneficial to the creative process as working is. It took me maturing to realize that I didn't need to be on all the time. I wanted to share with you 3 practices that have helped me build a better work-life balance in my life. Number 1, set time parameters for yourself. I think it's important to set out time blocks when you will work. Of course, there are going to be many nights and weekends where you're going to be working longer than expected, but the goal of these time blocks is to give your mind the freedom to know that it's okay to shut off from work. This is something I wish I did more of when I was in college and even today. In college, I would be out with my friends, but I'd be so busy working on my podcast that I would be thinking about new ways to edit it or market it. So I was not in the moment and hanging out with them, and really I just felt like I needed to be working all the time in order to feel calm. And to be honest, the work that I did get done during that time was crap. I would have been much better off just setting a time block for myself, and once that time was up, just quit working and just know that I have the freedom to relax. So these time parameters can be anything that you want them to be. You can set it up so it resembles a traditional 9 to 5, or you can set it up where it ends the workday at any time you please. For me, I try to end my workday any time between 6, 7, or 8 p.m. Number 2, define your relaxing time. Wait, you're probably thinking to yourself, why do I have to define my relaxing time? It's relaxing. I should be able to do whatever I want. But the answer to that is yes and no. I found it very beneficial to know what my leisure activity was going to be during my work days. That could be playing video games, reading a book, or watching your favorite TV show. Whatever it is, I think it's really beneficial to know what you want to do during those off hours. I've stopped working before not having any idea what I wanted to do, only to find myself dip back into work because that's all I could think of. Nothing is worse than fidgeting around in your room trying to figure out what to do. Trust me, I've been there, and you don't want to go down that route. One of my favorite days of the week is Friday because all my friends will gather around to play soccer that day. And I notice on Fridays I am much more motivated to work faster and work more efficiently to get my work done, so that way when I do play soccer I won't have work on my mind. It sounds too good to be true, but try planning out a fun activity to do at the end of your workday, and you'll just note how much more efficiently and how much more motivated you are to get your work done during your work periods. Number 3, be mindful and grateful. I'm lumping mindfulness and gratefulness into one section because I think they go hand in hand. Learning to be mindful is a hard skill to develop that I'm still working on to this day, but I do know on the days when I do practice mindfulness, I'm a lot more grateful and I enjoy my free time a lot more. Realistically, we can't be working all day, so anyone that tries to sell you on the notion that you can be working so hard that you forget to sleep is honestly a bit crazy. Our bodies need time to reset and recharge, so the time I'm spent playing a video game, reading a book, or hanging out with friends, I just try to focus on being present in the moment and enjoying that time. And when I do focus on being on the present, I do find myself enjoying the moment a lot more, and the anxiety of not working slowly starts to fade away. Instead of worrying about the next video, next project, or the work I didn't do today, I just appreciate the fact that I'm living and enjoying the current moment. In terms of actually doing this practice, one of the ways I can have my brain focus on being mindful is by closing my eyes, taking deep, slow breaths, and just observing whatever I'm feeling in the moment. I then focus on enjoying what I have around me, and that usually brings me to a nice level state of gratitude. I still struggle with learning how to slow myself down to enjoy my off time. Just like with anything in life, there are cycles to it all. I'll have certain weeks or months where I'll have to push a little bit harder and work a little bit longer to get a project over the line, but there will also be other moments where I don't have to work as hard and I can just enjoy the time that I have off. I'm not perfect. I still have that itch to always want to work, and left to myself, I'd probably do just that. But I've realized that life is so much more than your title or the work you do. It's about living in the moment and enjoying the presence of others. I would love to hear how you have slowed down in the comments below. With love and respect, Yash.